Good morning, everyone. It's Sheila here in North Carolina at Randi's studio, and it is a very quiet morning. The sunshine is amazing. It is not winter here at all. There was a little bit of rain when I first came, so it was very humid and it was cold. It was cold because it is so humid, but today it's just amazing. So as soon as I am finished this little video, I'm going to take my beautiful mug with tea. This is a mug that Randi blessed me with as I arrived. And I'm going to go outside and just enjoy some of the beautiful sunshine, the birds singing, and just the freshness of the morning. So I have been working on some sweet peas as I've been here. But before I do that, I want to just mention I've been under some stress. Since I shipped all my packages to Vermont for the craft retreat, one package didn't arrive. And it's been since March 31st, and it keeps telling me it's arriving late, and my post office could not find it. They could not track it down because it wasn't scanned into the system properly. And I wasn't aware of this, but my post lady mentioned that I should do a missing package report on it. And then it goes nationwide. It'll start a search for it, a missing package search. So I started that yesterday, and I just thought it would be lost, like a few other packages are lost. And it's been delivered today and picked up already because it was found. It was entered into the system correctly now, and it's already delivered. It made its way to Vermont, and it is now sitting there waiting for me to unpack it. I can't even believe it. I am so happy. Oh, I'm just so happy this morning. I was hoping at best that it would make it back to Montana so that I could at least just make it available to the crafters when I get back. Because I will do that. Once I get back, then I'm going to do a little video of what's available, and they'll have to ship out quickly because I will be turning around and heading off to Canada very shortly after I get home. Anyway, what I've been doing here is I've been working on some sweet peas, and these were started a very long time ago. And as you can see, there is several of the blush ones, and then there is a couple of the neutrals. And the neutrals were started for a package that I was working on for the retreat. And then I looked at them and thought they are just so beautiful with the texture on them. So I decided to make enough that I could do a couple of sweet peas and just neutrals. They won't get done for the retreat, and I don't think they're even getting done before I leave for Canada. But at least they're a little bit more complete before I head off. And it gives me something to do because Randi is the instigator of the sweet pea. She found in the Somerset Studio magazine, and she taught me how to do them. And it's just been a lot of fun and something I can do that is a small project while I need to have a break from the other things that I put together. And so I did the paper. I did a lot of napkinning too. And then I put the embossing paper on and I did some stamping. And I just love the white. I love the white embossing powder. It's so pretty. I mean, the gold too. The gold is very pretty. But I just love the way the white stamping looks on the textured paint, the way the paint is textured. And that is a technique we're learning at the retreat. We're going to do this at the retreat. I just love it. And Randi has all the stamps. I didn't need to pack anything but the napkins and these because Randi has everything that I needed. And she's very generous to let me use her supplies. I love the way that looks. You know, when you texture them, they don't stamp very nicely, but once they're cut in half, it doesn't really even matter. It's just more texture with a different shine to it. I love it. Most of these stamps that you will see me use are from Lorna Taylor. I love her stamps. I just love them. So that is what I'm working on. So there's some in the blushes, and I think there's probably one extra there. And these ones here I haven't made them available yet to be claimed. But I just love the way they look. And even the white on here, the white stamping on here is just really pretty. I love the look of that. And that is something that I created by accident when they all stuck together. Love it. Even this, you can tell that it didn't stamp clearly because of the texture, but there's just a randomness of the gold. And I love this napkin. It's a marbled effect, and it does even have some gold in it, some foiling. So it's just so pretty. Anyway, so that is what I'm working on. I will be working on today after I finish this little video and have a nice little tea outside. But what I wanted to do a little bit of a peek at is something that I created, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. And I didn't video it because I wasn't really confident in this at all. It was a collaboration with a friend and myself. And this was a color package that was supposed to be something else. And it turned out this deep raisin, and it was so embarrassing to me because, you know, at the time I thought everybody just wanted the light pastel type of colors. And then you didn't. So that was kind of amazing to me. But Randi had seen it in the back of the pack, and she wanted it, and she claimed it. And I reluctantly sent it to her because I just didn't think it was nice enough to actually go somewhere else. But now I look at it and I think, wow, you know what? It's so pretty. It really is pretty, and the color is so intense. So anyway, we're just going to take a little peek at it. This is the Amour journal. And she was a lot of fun to create. My friend and I did a lot of videos on this, and we actually did a tutorial series on it. But it's really fun to be able to actually go back and now look at something that I put together and say, wow, I can't believe I actually did this. So it's just a bit of a collage on top with laces and velvets, glued on some pearls, and just a little bit of just everything, just a little bit of everything. And then it flipped open, and it had a little lace collage inside with a picture. And then it also had something that I got off of a necklace. And I just let it hang so that it would peek out of the bottom. So it would just look like that. It'd be like a little piece of jewelry. And then we just used a paperclip, a gold paperclip, and closed it off. And this is before I had gone into my storage to get the lampwork beads. I was going with with Joanne's beads at the time, and just making them basic. I've since done, dangles have become a lot more detailed since. So it was tied with a beautiful coordinated piece of dyed silk, and it's velvet front and velvet back, and then the spine had the buttons, and you have seen Karen use this a lot. It was just pretty, so pretty. And then inside, it just had, I don't even remember because it's been so long. Oh, a little note that says, I love you. Just a bunch of different things. And there was more details on the bottom. We used a lot of paper clips to hold it shut. Just old papers, old photocopies of things that were very old that we found in our collection of things. A lot of things that I also use in the sweet pea were used in here. This is just a lot of fun to make and very, very simple. And it used all the different papers and it kind of staggered them around. I think it's, is it one signature? I think so. I think this is just a one signature journal. I myself at that time was just learning how to use the trims and the gold pieces. Wasn't really a thing yet because it was that was brand new to me too. Lots of old wallpaper that I had collected together were used. Just beautiful beads, but not something that I really use now. Things have changed a lot since I started doing this. Just more little jewelry that I had from old necklaces. It really is a kind of a mixed media journal. But you won't see gesso in here really because, well, maybe just a little bit, but we didn't really know how to use gesso yet at that time. But this was fun. And at one time, had put together some kits of the Amour, an Amore kit. That was lots of fun. And more beads. I think this DigiKit is still in my Etsy. I don't have anything in my Etsy other than a few old, interesting digitals that we did back then. Because I don't really know how to do them. But this is a very fun project, and it's small. I think this is like a 4x6 with a 1.5 inch spine. Just loved it. We collaged on a napkin, or we decoupaged on a napkin. Another tag. This was done with a sari that I had in my collection. You know, I've learned so much since I did this. It's amazing. But to go back now and take a look at this little journal, I couldn't really even remember that I had made it. And, you know, looking at it now, paper that I had made with Eve Spade way back when I went to visit her, made it into here. That was fun too. Just everything. It was just such a fun project. This was a rice napkin that I had found at a vintage shop. And thought, oh, what am I ever going to do with that? And then it worked its way into the journal. And then the back was tied with the coordinated seam binding. And then we put in a love letter, you know, because it was the Amour journal. It was all about love. And, you know, I look at this now and I think, wow, you know, it really is interesting, all the little details. And I thought, well, there was even like a dangle that hung off of the spine. It's really interesting looking back at it and at the time thinking, wow, I'm kind of really embarrassed of what I did. But looking at it now, I think, wow, that was really nothing to really be embarrassed about, because I think she's really pretty looking back now. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed a little walk back in time with me. Um, if you would like to make your own little Amour journal, there's a whole series of making Amour, right from doing the cover to doing the papers and all of that. It's been a long time since I put one of these together, but I think when I get back, I think I'm going to grab a bunch of supplies and maybe take it to Canada and work on some of these myself. I think they're beautiful. I would love for you to join me. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing, amazing day. I'm going to go sit outside with my cup of tea and enjoy some of the sunshine. And I'm going to relax now because my box of beautiful trim packages that I worked so hard to put together has arrived, and now I just can completely relax. For all of you that were praying for me, that I would find peace in all of this, I want to thank you very much, because I did find peace before I even knew that it was going to be delivered. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.